Today, I'm going to show you 3 things that are going to change your hobby life. Yo dog, Kenny Boucher here, Next Level Painting, hitting you up on the literal best of all days. Here in the Beats Lab in Hollywood, California, I got another painting tutorial for you. Real simple, guys. I'm going to show you 3 simple tricks, 3 hacks, hobby hacks to making your life easier in the Beats Lab. It's about being fast. It's about the pace, the rate at which you're putting down some of these colors. These are 3 simple things most of you probably already know, but I'm going to put them all in one video, real simple, on a real project. This is an IRL video because I'm using these IRL to do something at a level that my client has asked me to, so we could push it out the door, make it look good, and get it done fast. Quick reminder, twitch.tv/next_level_painting. That is my personal live TV channel. The Long War Network is also on Twitch. We're live. We're on there almost every day of the week. Definitely check us out. It is getting real. Now let me shout out a few clutch individuals that helped support me already in 2017. Alexander, Chris, Nicholas, Brad, Aaron, Arthur, my man Al, Aviad, Gord, Lizrael, Callum, Jonas. Yo, you guys came in clutch. Patreon's my personal crowdfunding page, and you guys are helping me keep the lights on. Anyway, guys, check out thelongwar.net for the fastest growing library and video content today related to wargaming. Let's do it. Let's do this thing. Let's whip out the old burnt umber. This is one of the best colors in the game. It's a real good color, especially on this project. We are painting the dryads from the Sylvaneth line. These guys are basically dried up bark. We primed everything black. This is a great color to start with because it's going to hide a lot of the shadows, and it's going to make it so you don't have to be quite as aggressive with your paint. You can miss things because you have a black undercoat and a real dark brown. They're going to blend in together, and they're going to look great. They're going to look naturally shaded and naturally gradiated. This is a great trick for mass producing decent quality to above tabletop quality miniatures. We're focusing on the major area on these dryads first. We're going to get all the bark done, 100% done, before we move on to the details. And here it is, the first hobby hack of the video, assembly line. You see, we're doing all 20 at once because these guys are all going to be the same season. They're going to be summer. They're going to be nice, solid browns with some sick greens. Now, these are 2 great colors. This is Beastie Brown and Terra. These are both Vallejo game colors, and we're going to use these to create a simple highlight, top down, from the top, Zenthio highlight with our airbrush. That quick. In case you missed it, I did it again. There it is. And we're using mainly Beastie Brown right here. This is going to be a quick transition. There it is, looking solid. Let's do it again right now with a little bit of the Terra mixed in. Just trying to show you guys what it's going to look like. There it is. And you can see as these guys are drying out that they're getting muted. You see over here on the right, they're still pretty vibrant. You're going to have to let it all dry out to mute out to see what the color really looks like. Not bad. Okay, let's go back in with our 2 colors again. Let's go 100% Terra. Get that earth tone. It's a little bit brighter. It's not super aggressive brighter, but enough. And we're going to do the same thing. It's super quick, easy top down Zenthio highlights. This works really well over, like I said, over that black primer with that nice burnt umber. Builds right up. And one of my techniques is I always like to find the extra step in the transition because I feel like the more abrupt the transition is, the less quality you have, especially as an airbrush artist. Let's do it again just to show you what I'm talking about. Wow, look at that. And because it's so close to the original color, it's going to mute out as it dries. Here it is, another example of the more muted guys that we did earlier to the more vibrant guys that we just did. Let them all mute out, then we'll hit the next step. We're going to pull out some handlewood and some weathered wood from Secret Wood Miniatures. These are great colors. We're going to use the handlewood with a little bit of weathered wood mixed in it. Get a nice little highlight. Same protocol. We're just building up subtle, natural transitions to make this model look its best. Not bad. There they are. So now we have a nice multi-tier transition. We took our time and we nurtured it. Real simple assembly line right here, guys. All right, let's pull those two colors out one last time because we got another hobby hack. Let's do some dry brush technique. Now, this is something that should be in everyone's arsenals. If you don't know about dry brushing, it will change your life. Literally, easy mode. Anyone could teach you. This is one of the most basic skills. It changed my life. So what we're doing here is real dry, easy strokes with a nice wide dry brush. Now, we really did dry this brush off, so we're going on real subtle. We're letting it drag itself over the ridges and the raised areas. It's going to leave most of the paint intact in the depressed regions, the recesses, while finding those highlights. See, this is real quick, rapid fire, and this is helping us establish it. And like I said, this is real dry. So we are going back and forth between a bigger brush and a smaller brush to get in all the details. But I do have a rule of thumb. You got to take it to 11 before you take it back to 10 with the wash game. So we aren't done yet. Even though this is a nice subtle transition, we do have to spike it. We do have to get more aggressive. Here we go. Now this is a much less dried version of dry brushing, a little bit more streaky. And we're letting it catch those areas that were going to be the most bright. And this is pure weathered wood now. Before we were still using a mix, and now we're just gangster mode right here. And you see what it's doing. It's very aggressive. It might be a little too aggressive, but it falls in my protocol of got to take it to 11. So we're taking this to 11 right now. Don't worry. Everything will be revealed shortly on how I like to bring it back to 10. This is all part of the tech. And like I said, this is an assembly line. We're using these techniques together. We're working on all 20 guys at once, so they have a nice consistent look between the units. Every unit of dryads I'm producing, I'm doing them in batches of 20, modeled after different seasons. We just did some autumn fall guys. They were more of a sickly brown, and these guys are more of a vibrant, clean brown. Feeling pretty good about that dry brush. We're gonna whip out the little brush real quick, make sure we can lock in the details, pay attention to his face, his brow, his chin, all that stuff. Make it look its best. And this guy's gonna have a lot of fun details when we're done. He's got little leaves, he's got crazy little claws that we're gonna drag some gradients into. We're gonna pop those greens out, give him the full look of the summer. But this video is all about getting that barky flesh to the place that makes me happy. It is important to have more than one dry brush in your arsenal. We have a real big one and a real small one here. Okay, let's do one last top coat. Coming back in with that weathered wood. Real broad strokes. Putting the final nail in the coffin of this incredible, easy technique that should be in everyone's hobby arsenal. Oh, let's get that hair off the model real quick. Always keep your eyes on those. Okay, let's move along. Next, let's get some gloss varnish. Let's get a little bit of airbrush thinner, and let's combine these two elements into our airbrush. This is an OG tech. I do this all the time. I'm about to show you the third hobby hack of this video. That is the gloss wash over the gloss varnish trick. So what we're going to do here is we're going to go through and gloss wash and gloss varnish every single one of these dryads. First step, obviously, is to get your Vallejo gloss varnish and create a nice thin coat over all of your dryads. We're just blasting it on real quick with some thinner so it dries quicker. We're blowing a combination of thinner plus varnish and a little bit of air, and then every now and then you're going to see I'm not even shooting any varnish. I'm just showing pure air. This is going to help it find all the places. If there's anything pulling up, it's going to push it into the recesses. It's going to help it dry quicker. You don't want a lot of pulling. A little bit of a milky white color showing through in the top is fine, but don't let it all be milky white. That means it's too thick and it won't dry in a fashion that will make you happy. It'll be too thick and it'll remove the details. There he is after a little bit of time. He's dry and he's very glossy, and that has created a nice shiny top coat for our two gloss washes from GW that we're going to use black and Reichland Flesh Shade. And what we're doing is putting a little Flesh Shade on and then a little bit of black, and we're just kind of swirl them together so we can darken that Reichland Flesh Shade a little bit. But I do like the Flesh Shade because it does have like a reddish hue to it, so it's really fun to put on these woods. And we're just moving it along. And since the gloss wash has a gloss medium in it, that's going to basically be repelled by our gloss varnish. breaking up the surface tension, almost like water on glass. That is what you want. It's going to eliminate the staining. It's going to rapidly find all the recesses as it drains, and it's going to maximize these dry brush highlights we just did. So that's what's going to take it from that 11 we just brought it to down to 10. We're washing it into compliance, and we're not letting it stain away our raised highlights that we did with the dry brush technique. All it's doing is adding contrast by darkening the darks and leaving most of the brights intact. And at best, it's just going to blend and soften some of the abrupt lines of our dry brush together and make them look their best. There's two ways to create contrast: make your dark colors darker and make your bright colors brighter. We've done both on this model in a very easy and attainable way. One that allows us to tackle large products, large quantity, and it is the stepping stone to a high quality. Like, don't get it twisted. This might look real simple, look real basic, but this lets you leapfrog to any other technique. We can come in here and edge highlight. We can hyper highlight. We can wet blend. We can do anything from this moment forward. We have a solid foundation and a good looking base for all of our models. And now that lets you work in stages. You can literally just say, hey, this week, all I'm doing is this on all my models in my army. And then next week, you can just start painting the details, the leaves, the hands, the eyes, the runes, the cock robes, every little thing. That simple. Feeling pretty good about them. He's dried up, still pretty shiny. We're just doing a quick spot check. Make sure nothing is pulling up. May have spoke too soon. Now he's dry. Booyah. That's how you know it's dry, when you see the little clock transition. Okay, I'm gonna give you guys one bonus hobby hack for free. Get your Model Masters Testers Lusterless Flat. It's the best in the business. Guys, if you can do me a quick favor, if you can jump over to my page, subscribe, but don't stop there. This is new. Hit the little bell symbol. Click over to send me notifications from this channel. Thanks, guys. Enjoy. If you like these tutorials, check out Next Level Painting on Patreon. Become a patron of the arts today. We offer early and exclusive access to our videos and a rewards program for different pledge levels. Patreon is PayPal and credit card secure, so you don't have to worry about that. We use 100% of the money to improve our process.